Welcome to our 4-month video of our reef tank. This is mid-January, coming up to mid-January, so we're 3 days off the 4-month mark with this tank, and you're looking at our enormous rose bubble tip anemone, which is not overtaking the tank, but he's certainly growing at quite a fast rate. He wasn't that size when we put him in. He's definitely grown, so he looks pretty happy, we think. He's moved up very slightly since we got him. He started off on that little piece of rock on the left, which is the bit that we bought him with, and he's moved himself into a little hole there, and he's extended himself right up, so he might move up a little bit more. We're not sure yet, but he hasn't walked all over the tank, which is what happens sometimes apparently. Behind that we've got a flower pot coral which is called a Gonerpora, and these apparently are really difficult to keep long term, and they invariably die according to most books and websites about them. But at the moment we've got our fingers crossed because he's doing really well. It's grown since we put it in, it's fully extended, it's very beautiful, which is why we got it before we knew how difficult it was to keep. But he's been in there about 6 weeks and we've had no die-off at all with him, so we're presuming at the moment it's relatively happy. And then to the left of that we've got our plate coral, which is quite a rare one apparently. He just sits on the sand and grabs bits of food. To the left of that is our tree coral, which is having one of its moody days where it stays in. We're not sure exactly why it does that, but it does do it every now and again. Above that is our original mushroom, which is they're very easy to keep by coral standards, so he just sits there and seems to be growing quite happily. And if we pan up above that, we've got our kryptonite candy cane, which is a architectural shape, and we're hoping he's going to grow more than he has already. Seems to be quite happy. He's been in there a good month and a half. Seems fine. And above that we've got our sun coral, which we placed at the top of the tank, not realizing that it didn't need a lot of light. We kind of research as we go, but we've left him there because he seems quite happy. He's doing very well. He's
for feeding as well.
It's easier to feed at the top of the tank. Obviously it needs spot feeding, this one. It's one of those corals that takes most of its energy from food rather than from light, so we do spot feed him quite a lot, and he's out during the day as you can see there, which is pretty impressive. And next to him is our green moonstone coral, which we got right at the beginning, and he seems quite happy. His tentacles come out at night and they're out now during the day, so he's feeding away. And we've got a clove coral that's stuck there in the middle. It's a green clove coral.
Orange tipped?
It's orange tipped apparently, but I can't see any orange tips on it at the moment. But
it glows at the dark.
Yeah, it glows in the dark at night, so all of these things have different colours at night to during the day. This is a daytime light at the moment. And we're panning down to see our purple feather duster, who sits there and filters away. And round the back of him is a mushroom coral, which we picked up unexpectedly on a piece of rock, and he opened up, and I presume he will grow and spread. He seems quite happy there in a low light situation. And then we've got our two clownfish.
Hermit crab with a different shell.
And there's a couple of red-legged hermits in the tank. This is one of them. He's the one that actually changed his shell about 2 weeks ago, or 3 weeks ago maybe. And they're a bit of a menace, actually, to be honest. They go around eating things and attacking snails when they don't have shells, so we put some empty shells in the tank, and that seemed to have solved the problem. There's a strawberry conch in the corner, which is a larger snail. And if we pan out, we can see our fish eventually. swimming around. There's 2 of them in there, and they're starting to pair off by the look of it. This one is more aggressive than the other one, so the one on the right there is the aggressive one. She's, we call her she because we think she's turning into a female. If you read about clownfish pairing behaviour, you'll know that they start off neutral and then one of them becomes the female based on the size. So there is the whole tank, and we're pretty pleased with that after 4 months. Being novices, we didn't know what we were doing to start with, but we've got our water parameters under control. We're testing regularly with Red Sea test kits. We're dosing with Reef Energy, with Coral Colours, and with the Reef Foundation supplements that you can get, which is all quite expensive, but it seems to be keeping the tank healthy, basically. We are keeping our nitrates under control, and we're keeping a very close eye on salinity and temperature, and all of these things are pretty important if you want to grow any form of coral at all. We haven't moved on to SPS corals yet because it's a very young tank. We are looking at doing that probably in the next 2 or 3 months. But we're very pleased with that, and we'll update you